Good morning, boys and girls. This is Balance. Today we are going to be watching my Dark and Darker playtest number 5. It's going to be definitely have some ups and downs. Definitely with everything that was going on with the server currently, there was quite a bit of disarray between DDoS attacks and like just random packet loss and stuff like that. But overall, the game is still awesome, still amazing. But anyways, let's jump into it. So what my basic plan was, get in here, make some gold, because everything right off the beginning of the game is super cheap. Like, even if someone comes out with like just like one thing, there's always some dude sitting in the trader trying to sell something for like 25 gold. And it's like green or blue or whatever to build you up. I would recommend doing that. I mean, personally, it's a really good way to get you started, and then this way you don't have to go on like basic kits. But overall, play the game how you want. I also, this is hilarious, but I get smacked around to 1 HP when I get over to here, so it's kind of interesting to see like how how I'm just like thriving on this 1 HP. It's crazy. I'm like, yeah, did not want my ability when I should have. Again, this is my very first game, so like everything over this now is just like kind of crazy because you have to get back into all those old reflexes, how everything maneuvers, like, and it's different too because with these goblins and like all the other mobs in the game currently, there was a bug going on with their aggressive state. So their aggro range was like really, like you had to be pretty much on top of them to get them, as you can see. Besides from that, they did fix this overall during the patch, but things will get better. Jumping forward, I decided that again I just want to loot up a little bit, get everything back in there, and I'm like, yeah, no point in taking the Zooander. Might as well get the staff going because it's better for close range anyways, and it's stronger than my sword. But yeah, I wanted to keep that sword and shield on just in case we get shot. We did get through this one. There was nothing really that interesting, mostly looting, getting through, trying to make some interesting ways of making gold, trying to scout out everything again. And then I open this portal and I hear Buddy come along, and he's like, I can just tell that he wants to like take my portal, obviously, right? And I see him, and then I see Buddy come off the top ropes, and I'm like, no, not today. So, and then I figured I'd stay and watch these two, like, try and fight it out, but apparently they don't want to do it. So I skipped forward ahead a bit here, and I just wanted to point out that everything leading up to here was just more or less boring, looting. I actually didn't even run into anybody to really fight, so I just thought I'd just skip ahead. This is probably about like maybe the 3rd or 4th game. And I decided that I wanted to upgrade my armor a bit, so that's what I did. I just bought like straight out the merchants and decided to go in on this. And then so loot up again. The reason why I do goblin caves is for what I found, it's 1000% better doing goblin caves when you know that everybody else is solo versus everything else by yourself. I also run across this barb, he wants to be friends, so I'm like, yeah, sure, is what it is. I'll probably kill you later. So, yeah, just more or less trying to farm out some stuff right now. So I try escaping on here, and I'm like, okay, I gotta quickly loot this up. As you can see, my HP is like really low. I'm like, oh Jesus, what do I do here? And yeah, ultimately it was my end, especially with the champion and the death beetle. So I did some solos over at the ruins, and I'm like, okay, this might be alright. This might be fun. Testing it out more or less. I I did have some stuff left over, and I'm like, yeah, okay, might want to go akimbo. Maybe if I get real close, I can just do some stabby stabs. But again, more or less just trying to loot up, because that trade post, right? So, try to keep everything up as much as I could. So I was working on a new build here. As you can see, my Q is actually the shield protection. It blocks all and any. So if someone does try to push me, then I can try and block that. Unfortunately, I don't have a shield on right here, so it doesn't really work that well when you have that on. But later on in the video, I do switch up. But there is this buckler here, and I'm like, yeah, okay, I need that. And then I'm like, wait, hold on, I think I hear something. I'm like, maybe it was nothing, and then I'm like, you know what, might as well just rest up. And then I'm like, I do hear something. And yeah, so I'm sitting in broad daylight next to the door, and these guys are killing mobs up there. And I'm like, if I don't move, maybe, just maybe they won't notice me, right? No noise. Most people play with audio, so yeah, they usually don't like notice you if you don't move. So here I am again, just looting up a bit, just making sure that, you know, just trying to build up some cash. I do run into this elite, and I'm like, okay, yeah, hopefully I can get something good on them. I'm looking, ooh, all 1 attributes, and I'm like, okay, I definitely gotta move some stuff over for this bad boy, right? Because even if you don't use it, the +1 all attributes as a secondary weapon is really good. I currently like using the bow with the fighter, hence the mastery perk that you can take. But yeah, overall, not too bad. Definitely good to have as a secondary. I went over here to go and grab this shrine because usually people try to push you, and this cleric was like on something. I think he drank the ale because he was going at it. Also, too, I barely survived that, like barely, and I think that's because the Falcon, the first thing that I initially hit was his arm, and then his other arm, so it was kind of hard to determine on where the main damage was going, but yeah, I'm pretty sure that's why it took so long to actually kill him, because he was naked. But also too, I do think he did have ale. And then I run into 2 dudes soon after, and I'm like, perfect. This is kind of what I'm hoping for. Like, I don't want to be going through the, like, you don't play Dark and Darker not to PvP, so. And I'm like, okay, fighter and a rogue. Okay, perfect. Okay, fighter goes down. I'm like, nice. Rogue wants a piece. Rogue's going to get a piece. Let's go. Oh no. Is exactly what went on in my mind there. Buddy literally had the stab effect. And rogues, I'm telling you, yeah, they're really strong. Like, really strong this playtest. Coming into here, I do run into a rogue and a bard. And I'm like, okay. I do have a little bit of a kit going on, but like not upgraded weapons or anything like that. I'm still running the protect all attacks ability, which is helpful in most situations. So these two are trying to get me, but they also have an elite attached to them, or aggro to them. So I'm trying to utilize my teammate to try and kill the rogue. Because the bard just wants to play games, and I'm like, okay, heal shrine real quick. I don't have to use, because I already used my ability. And I'm like, yeah, I'll just go in and finish them off. Oh, throws a thing at me. Okay. Now Buddy wants a piece, Buddy gets dropped. Lee comes over, I back it up. And now, I'm pretty sure another team came in here. So, I'm like, okay, the rogue wants to run. He has double jump. I'm like, this is going to be, like, super annoying. But I'm like, I have to be able to finish him off. So, he just went in biz, and I heard him come through the bushes. Next thing I know, boom. Yep. Unfortunate. So, back to the goblin caves I go. Because I'm like, yeah, I really don't even want to deal with that whole thing. And I see this rogue, and I'm like, yes. Just give it to me. So, anyways, almost get killed by the rogue. And I'm like, okay, I better hurry up and loot this guy. Because I barely got anything for monies. I'm like, okay, nice, bandy. Bonus. So, that's one kill down. That's really nice. Good feels. Try to get as much PvP as you possibly can for these moments. So now I'm just like, okay, I gotta get the hell out of here. Like, I got a little bit of loot. Like, I'm looted up a bit. Obviously, like, nothing great. But, yeah. So I dodged 2 arrows up the stairs. The second one here. And I finally get to, like, panic into the teleport. And, yeah, I should have 100% died there. And I run into this fighter that has like decent gear. Well, I shouldn't say decent, but like, you know how it is off the beginning. Like first like 2 hours in, you get some plate on you and a bow, and you're decent enough for a fighter to pretty much do like the whole dungeon. So, anyways, finally I find a dude that's like worth trying to kill, and I'm like, yeah, perfect. Like, no one wants to go through Dark and Darker, not PvP. And I softened him up enough, and I dodged that arrow like a god. And then he comes in, swings, misses twice. And luckily I could do stuff like that to him, because I already knew that I had him softened up. And then I heard this guy, and I'm like, okay, he must be, there's another guy close. So I go back and loot a little bit more of the cave, and then I run into this other fighter. I'm like, okay, perfect. This is what I've been looking for. And I'm already full health. I'm thinking, yeah, I'm gonna cheese this guy easy. And stupid me pushes into the door onto him, and I hit the wall right like that. And he was already halfway swung. I should have died there. 100% should have died there, but I didn't. So it is what it is. But I do actually try and make sure that like no one else is around. Trying to heal up, and then I go to loot him, and I'm like, he probably has like nothing. And then I like actually looked on him, and I'm like, oh, blue jewelry. Okay, so that's a big bonus, And then I have to like rush to try and find a portal. And luckily, I find this portal and explode the champion far back enough for me to be able to get into the portal. And this is just a funny clip that I thought was hilarious, considering this is the only time I've ever seen Earthquake. Yeah. So I'm like, huh. Like, okay, so I can't come to you, huh? Yeah. But his judgment does some work for me, I'll say that. But ultimately, you can see I got really lucky. He didn't hit me in the head. But yeah, that's the end of my video. Thanks.